Hey guys, it's Enwa and welcome to the 9th episode of the Batcave Project. So just to recap from last episode, we did a massive revamp. Not even that, we just furnished the entire Batcave. We've added the Bat computer, the detective area, the training area is complete, medical bay, the armory, everything. Everything has been fully furnished and heavily inspired by the Origins Batcave, as well as like some unique stuff added to it as well. So that has been such a long project that I've been constantly on from last episode. So I'm so happy that it's finally complete. But today we are going to be doing the Batwing, and we are going to build a structure to see like it kind of goes up into the air. So we've got a tunnel for the Batmobile and it kind of stops, but with this I'll kind of want to immerse it into the Wayne Manor area, so it won't be completely hollowed out, but there will be like a clear indication of where it will be going up towards, and then on the other side we can build some sort of like structure like pebbles and stuff like that to kind of seem like there's something there, like it's not obvious like what it is, but I kind of want to add that in. So I need to start off by terraforming this area because I don't know how big this is going to be, but I think it's going to be quite large enough that it's going to need the space. So I'm going to assume that this is going to be coming out, so is this part here, but I still want to make it look natural, but I'm kind of aiming towards like another circular platform like we've got down here, but in maybe like blast furnaces and terracotta, because it seems like it kind of blends in. So that will be kind of it. I will be also experimenting on building it, like I don't know the shape to build it in. I think this is going to be very difficult because it's such a weird bulky shape, and I want to try and make sure I capture the things but not make it look absolutely awful. So we're going to see what we can do there, and we're going to be using pretty much the same blocks as we used for the Batmobile. So what we're going to do now is we're going to terraform this area and lay it out, and hopefully by the time this is done I will have a little idea and blueprint for the Batwing. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Okay, so here we are. This is what it's looking like at the moment. It is still, as you can tell, under construction, and I'm currently waiting for some stone to smelt so we can get some more blast furnaces. So as you can see, there are some rings, which is basically a guideline just to make sure that I've got the correct radius, like circle wise. I didn't realize how big it was going to be. Like I knew it was going to be big, but then as soon as I started mining into it and I was like, oh okay, this is getting quite massive. But this is the correct dimensions that I have made on my creative world, and I do have a Batwing prototype ready to be built into the game. I've made it look like the Arkham Origins one. I haven't decided to change it or whatever, but I will say it was very difficult. It's such a weird, wacky shape, and it kind of looks like an X-Wing. I'll put pictures up on the screen of what the actual Batwing looks like in the game, and then as soon as we start building it, you can kind of tell it does look like an X-Wing as we go forward. But here we go. So I have obviously mined this entire circle that goes all the way up to this area here. Now that part is probably going to stop, much like the tunnel. However, I'm going to use some mud and some basalt, which I do need to get some more mud. and basically build down just like a structure that kind of just shows that it's still like a structure that's embedded into the world. And I think it just makes the transition of it going out a little bit better, I think. But I do think it's a little bit too high for my liking, but it is what it is. You know, I can't do too much terraforming to the point that it just looks unnatural. So this seems all right. And I've also started to make some chisel bits like around here into the stone. So that is something that needs to be done. And I have got a scaffolding that goes all the way to the top of the overworld. And I've cleared out the area, and I've also done the same circular pattern on the top. Now, this will be something that we'll be doing last because, well, I want to focus on the Batwing. But as you can see, this is what it will look like. And what I'm kind of thinking is maybe getting some prismarine or maybe some warped wood. I'm not sure yet with like block-wise because I want to keep it natural, but at the same time, I don't want it to be too out there. You know what I mean? Like I want to make sure that people don't know there's something there. So I do want to add some like pebbles and leaves and stuff like that just to make it look a little bit overgrown and you won't expect it. Now, as you can see, I've done a lot of tree chopping as well, and that is another thing that I want to do at some point with the Way Manor. Is not only revamp the furniture that we've got, but also create custom trees, because I've tried to do custom trees, but that's always been in creative, and I've done that in like build battles, but I've never actually done proper custom trees that look good in survival Minecraft. And I think it would look so much better and it would really enhance this environment with these custom trees that go a little bit higher all the way across here, and then over on the other side as well, and then all the way on the back there. And the more I think about it in regards to this garden, as much as I love it, I don't know if I want to add some sort of wall or some sort of barrier, maybe on this side only, because it does really open up. As I fly over here, you can see it's completely open. Anyone can just walk in and walk out, and you can tell it's close to where the Batwing will be, but we can always kind of section it off from that corner onwards and then go around. So I think that'll be definitely something that I would like to do, but not until the very end. You know, it's kind of like nitpicky stuff at the moment, and that's not the focus. So this will be done at some point later on the episode, but what we're going to do is we're going to head on down, and I have collected some netherrack and some blackstone from the nether, which was very terrifying to do. I had very many near-death experiences, but I've got enough blackstone and some left over in the shulker boxes. I've had to bring them back down. I completely forgot that I needed them. So there we go. I'm going to try and build it. I'm not going to be able to do it as like a tutorial like I did for the Batmobile because it is such a weird shape. I think it's better off for me to show you in the creative world, and then I'll do a time lapse of me building it in game. Okay, so welcome to my creative world, and as you can see, this is the Batwing. I've made it into oak and birch wood because I just want to be able to see how many kind of blocks. I want it to stand out while I'm building it, and then we've also got the finished version over here. So I just want to walk through what we're looking at the moment. So down here we've got our wheels with the observers. Turns out I've got exactly the right amount of observers, so I thought I might as well use it. We've got a lodestone at the back for like the exhaust, and as you can see, it's a lot of slabs and stairs to try and make this weird shape, because it's not like your ideal Batwing where it just kind of goes out and makes these like bat-like wings. This kind of goes down on one side, it goes up, and then it also kind of goes up at the back too, and it's really, really bizarre. This is what it looks like with the blackstone. I will probably use other blackstone blocks as well, not just the brick version, but I've used some pressure plates just to kind of spice it up a little bit and really make it look good. Here we go. So what we're going to do now, we're going to build this Batwing into the Batcave, and yeah, sorry I can't do it as a tutorial because it is very complex, but let's just go with it. Okay, let's build this Batwing. Let's bring it to life. and have a look at this completed Batwing. I am fangirling right now because it looks so cool. I'm gonna try and walk through it. You may have seen like some sort of time lapse. It took a while because, like I said, there are so many different slabs and I got the proportions slightly off at some point. So starting off, I've added a chiseled bookshelf at the back here, just to kind of act as like a chair. I did try to do like a banner like I did in the Batmobile, but it didn't look good. So I just tried to find like a solid block, and I think that looks all right. And another thing as well, I've added some lighting in the bottom. So that's kind of it really. And then I've added some detail with the polished version of the black stone. So I've kind of made it like a little bit stripy. And now it is time to add in this like tube like structure at the top. It won't be too far down. I still want to keep it kind of open and kind of like cool looking, but I've got some more mud and some basalt left as well to do that little structure like this. So that will be around this area all the way around, complete. And now it is time to add this in. And here is it finally complete. The structure is sorted. So this is now like the entrance and back way for the Batwing to leave. And I've used normal blocks before, so basalt and mud with some deep slate across here. And then the top as well, I've also done the same, but I've added like these a little slab difference on the cross section in the middle. So it's just kind of gives the illusion that when they're ready to leave, they can open this up and each corner will go out in their little respective area. That is it. I really am chuffed about the sizing and proportion. I think, you know, I thought it was too big at first, but as time has gone, I'm kind of fine with it now. And I'll end up adding a few little decorative pieces just around the side, but I do kind of want to keep this open because this is Bruce's primary item to use for traveling. By the time that, you know, Arkham Origins is out, even though we've built the Batmobile now. So either way, but I do want to keep it a little bit open and like this. So there we go. And now the final thing for us to do is we're going to head on upstairs and we're going to have a little look at what can we do with this little area. I don't want to have it, you know, like I've said before, I don't want to have it completely hidden, but I want it to be hidden enough to the point that you wouldn't really suspect a thing. But we need to make sure that this area is open to kind of make sure it's continuous in the environment. So let's head on up and let's have a look. And as we just go over that, you can see the little circle that was made previously. And I did put a block there just to get rid of the daylight when I was working on the structure. So I am going to have a play around with blocks. I'm probably going to go for like a mossy cobble or mossy stone kind of idea. Trying to make sure, again, it's blended in, but not at the same time. And I said previously I'm going to add some custom trees, so it is hidden from literally the ballroom. Like, it's not going to be really weird and just stand out. So we're going to time lapse this and we're going to show you what the finished product looks like. We're nearly there. So let's hang on in and let's get this done. So here we have it. This is the circular exit and entrance with the Batwing. And yeah, I think it looks okay. I've tried to blend it as much as I can while maintaining like a good shape. And I mean, it is a lot of stone, but then again, there was nothing kind of similar that could, you know, get rid of that. So I'm just going to keep it as it is and then just kind of like make up a story like this is some sort of monument for the Wayne family or something like that. Like this has some sort of value to it. That's why it's so close to Wayne Manor. But yeah, I've added some stones, like pebbly stones, some leaves, bushes. I'm probably going to add some button stones as well, just to add a little bit more. And yeah, that's pretty much it complete. And as I was doing this throughout the time, I was thinking, why don't I start actually adding in a fence that will go around either starting from over there or from here all the way around to the end, because I was kind of thinking about what I could do, because there's a lot of forest and I know it's Minecraft and nothing else is in this world. I don't think there is, but imagine if there was other people and they wanted to get in, they could literally just walk through this very dark, scary forest during the night and just go straight into the garden. So I was thinking maybe at some point, once I do like the revamp, I could do this gate that goes all the way around, gates and fences that go around. I've had a design and I've put it on my Discord for people to see, and if they like it, then we'll add it in. It's not like major, we don't need to add it in straight away, but it's definitely something to take in mind, because yeah, I mean, I want to add custom trees, so custom trees will definitely be a thing. But as you can see, this is kind of how it's looking, and I think it looks really cool. It's really coming along together. It just feels much more filled up for a world, if that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, if you want to see it, check the Discord, and you can have a look and tell me if you like it or not. But that won't be in this series at all. This will just be a revamped thing for the Wayne Manor. But there we go. That is it complete, and I'm really happy with it. Now, what we're going to be doing next episode is something that has been here since the very goddamn beginning. And this is the water. I've had this hollowed out since day one of the Batcave, and I've done nothing with it. And I want to add the water. But before I do that, I want to start adding textures into the base of this area, because I don't want it to just be, again, purely stone. I want to take inspiration from what we did in this tunnel up here by adding some dripstone blocks and the dripstone, whatever they're called, and also all these other gravelly bits and all this kind of sort of materials. I really want to add that in and make it seem a little bit more lively and just kind of overgrown a little bit. So that will definitely be what we'll be doing next episode. We have the one over here by the Hall of Justice portal, which I've also lit up as well because I needed glowstone, and I was like, boom, this is the perfect opportunity. So I've made sure the portal on the other side has some gaps when you walk in, so you don't fall, but it's to stop other like mobs spawning in. So that's really nice. But we've got this section over here as well, and I want to add some waterfalls or just other bits and bobs, really making this more lively. We've got loads of stuff, but more of the environmental part of it. You know, I want to see what this cave can offer us. So that is what we'll be doing next episode. I feel like this is going to be kind of jam-packed. So I'm going to be hard at work constantly. But there we have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope you do approve of this Batwing design. But without further ado, I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye!